Hi, this is Vanessa Joy, and today we are talking about why this is a secret lens. It's not really a secret lens, it just isn't one that a lot of people talk about. So this is the 135, the Canon 135 2.0. It's a prime lens, which is amazing, but it's a nice telephoto lens, which gives you really pretty compression. So this lens is a secret lens. I always call it a secret lens because nobody really knows about it, or it's not one that you immediately think to put in your arsenal, like you think of the 50mm 1.2 or even the 85 or 70-200. Those are like your typical lenses that people talk about and use all the time. But the 135, not as well known. And this prime lens is under $1,000, which is pretty great for any prime lens. Why do I like it? One, it goes down to 2.0, and going down to 2.0 lets me take this lens and use it in really dark churches. So I'm a wedding photographer and I shoot in dark churches all the time, which is a nightmare, especially when it's like a stained glass window coming in and a red carpet reflecting up. My favorite thing in the world. So this is a long lens, a 135, but goes all the way down to 2.0. So it's gonna let in a lot more light and help me work with those really dark scenarios where I can't be right on top of the couple. And it's small, it's light. Now, as much as I'd like to have a 200mm 2.0, that lens is a beast and I need to use a monopod or, only use it every once in a while. So that's not quite as realistic for me. Plus it doesn't fit in my bag, and then I'd have to take an extra bag on top of all my other bags that I carry with me on a wedding day, and it's not for me. Anyway, I love the lens, it's gorgeous, but to me, this is a better choice. So 135, you're zoomed in pretty close, especially if you're shooting on a crop sensor, and you can go all the way down to 2.0. And if you like what you see, make sure you also check the link down below to download my actual marketing branding book, what I'm using to give out to vendors and clients to show them who I am and why I should be photographing their wedding. Now, that's not the only time that I use the 135. This is also a really great lens for if you're doing something like faking golden hour. I'm sure you have seen videos, or hopefully you've seen some videos about my favorite lighting trick, and we'll definitely have some here on this channel. But this is a lens that I'm going to use whether I have off-camera flash doing it or some kind, natural light or reflection. Or this is going to help that light coming into the lens to haze a lot more than it would be on like a 50mm. So if I want that, not a flare, but more of like a haze coming in to make it look like soft and dreamy, a little less contrasty, more warm, this is the lens that I'm going to choose for that. It's also a great lens if you really want to blur your background as much as humanly possible. So you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't I use a 70-200 for that? And you could, but those are only going down typically to 2.8. With the 135, you're gaining all of that compression, so your background is getting compressed in with your subject, and going all the way down to 2.0 just makes your depth of field that much more shallow so that the background is that much more blurry. The combination of the two, it's magical. It's lovely. So I'm using this when I'm photographing my couples, obviously photographing more close up, or being able to just sneak into a situation like this picture, I know will pop up here. This is the 135 during the reception. It's a fast focusing lens, so I can shoot it and use it during a reception, and I typically have this on during toast. I'm photographing everyone's reactions, their faces, trying to get as many people on camera as I can, and then of course afterwards when, the father of the bride in this case is hugging the bride after his toast, this is a great lens for just getting in on those intimate moments without being obtrusive. It's light, it's small, it fits everywhere. This lens is definitely one that I always have with me on any engagement session, definitely on my wedding, because I carry every lens I own pretty much on my weddings, but it comes with me really any shoot I have. If I were to shoot a wedding or a portrait shoot or anything with only a couple of lenses, it would be my 50mm first, and then this one would be my second. So if you're looking to purchase prime lenses, I would say make the 50mm your first choice because it's just so versatile. You can do anything with it. And then this one is going to be your second purchase. And again, under $1,000 for a prime lens, it's great. So make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell. Ring my bell, ring my bell. my dad used to do that. Like everything was a song to him. I think that's contagious. I think I do that too. I should do that more often. I should just sing all the songs in my head. Anyway, but hit the bell. Don't miss a thing. Here, I'm Vanessa Joy. See you next time.